Autumn winds clutched Nippon in a chilled fist. Only one cherry blossom remained. In pursuit of Anubis, Ares crept silently through the forest. Aokigahara welcomed no sound, no birds, no crickets, no rustling of branches. Only a powerful, silent stillness. This was the suicide wood, where the wall between hell and earth was most thin. From the depths, her whispered voice demanded freedom. Ares was unmoved. Izanami was bound here. In exchange for freedom, she offered Ares wealth. She offered him power to be his bride. But it was only the promise of vengeance that tempted him. Ares took up her leash. She would guide him to Anubis. Until then, the demon would serve.
She got intense. Woo!
Well then, well then, well then. The Odyssey continues.
Man,
this is getting grim.
I just like how Ares is walking out with the axe still. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to keep this with me.
Yeah, and now he's going to just like probably take Izanami along in the way, so he's going to go around picking up people from other pantheons.
Yeah.
I'm excited about
It's really
seeing
cool.
how the story continues. 4.19 is here. Welcome to the Patch Notes Show. I'm back on it again. We'll get straight down to it. Pon, you ready for this week?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go straight into what you can see this week. Skins. Start things off. Mummified Izanami. Obviously, we just saw the video, so this kind of goes in tow with it.
Yeah, no, this is really, really cool. I love this skin a lot. I like all the like kind of crossover skins. So this one having her like kind of Egyptian is really neat.
Now, obviously, it is a sort of Halloween patch, and that's why most of these skins are going to look this way. That's Izanami. Next up is War Chief Raijin. This one looking very aggressive and very dangerous.
Yep.
Why is there a Raijin
And a buff in
skin
the patch
as a
maybe too, so
Raijin
maybe
get
it'll
like
be more
is in the
dangerous to
meta?
go along with that skin.
And why does it look like an
After
orc
that,
from
we've
World of
also got
Warcraft?
Yuri. I believe it's Yuri. Uri?
I think it's Yurei.
Yurei? Whatever.
That's a cool Susano skin, I'm guessing, right?
Yurei Susano, which is a zombified version, quite clearly.
Yeah, very grim.
Pretty cool.
It's just a grim patch, pretty much.
The weapon's probably going to be
Talking
not
about
as cool as it should
Grim
be.
Reaper Thanatos
More
is next
skulls.
up. It's evil. This is Chuck's wet dream.
This
is what
is
it feels
like-
like to me.
As someone who plays Thanatos a lot, this is like the skin I've been waiting for.
This is
No,
an
the
actual
one I've been waiting for is this one.
lot of
I'm not
potential
going
in
to say
this
who it
skin,
is.
dude.
I'm just going to call its name. Trick or Treat.
Trick or
Let's
treat
bring up
Thanatos.
Trick or Treat. Look at that.
I wonder who that could be.
I have no clue. I'm pretty sure everyone will be spamming
Cupid's
chat with him now, but I see
adorable,
Candy
dude.
Corn as well.
I love
What
the
the
Bob
Cousin
fuck?
Bo is the one thing that
He's got
catches
a
me there.
slingshot.
I know
He's
the
got a
videos
little
I'm going to be
slingshot.
screaming for a Cousin Bo skin where he's dressed up
Look
like
at
a little
those
fat
skins
child.
below. Look at the
It's going to
Kazimbo.
happen. I might even cosplay that as well.
And the princess.
that'd be
Isn't
good.
that a princess
I could
skin
definitely
for
do
fucking
it, that's
Chunga?
for sure. That's the Trick or Treat Cupid. And obviously we also have the
That
Hachiman
skin's
Mastery
awesome.
skins too, which we'll be bringing
Yeah,
you
fuck
today. And
Hachiman.
that looks very fancy in the artwork and probably going to reflect
That
in
Cupid
game.
skin.
And even his horse got changed too.
Oh, it
Why
did?
can't there be a
Oh,
cute
spoilers. Look at you.
jungler?
It's pretty cool.
So you guys
Like
do know spoilers
Ratchetter's
from before the show.
okay,
I mean, we didn't spoil
but it's not
everything.
like
What didn't you spoil?
it's just like a rat cute. It's not like
I guess maybe we do spoil
Adorable.
everything.
Precisely.
We might.
See, Pon doesn't even
I
know
know
what he
we,
spoils. You
we
spoil
have
everything.
secrets still.
Like what?
I mean, I can't tell them, then they would be secret.
Good point. He caught me and I was trying to catch him. On to balance for you boys and girls at home. We're going to start things off with good old bug fixes. There's only 2 this week. First one is going to be item bug fix, which is Witchblade. We've removed the lifesteal item category. Well,
If you go to lifesteal, it's no longer there.
it's about time.
It's fixed.
Glad it took an extra patch.
Oh, yeah, 'cause they took
Morrigan,
lifesteal off,
next
but
on
I
the list
forgot.
is a bug fix, and this is the changeling. Fix an issue where using quick/instant cast with this ability, the Morrigan can switch to an unintended target. And as well,
People
if
were
the
complaining
Morrigan
about
uses
that.
New War's ultimate, the camera remains pulled out after the ultimate. Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that one, people got a nice zoomed out look and could sneak over walls, and it's fixed. Can't
Now,
do
you
that
also
anymore.
had homework from F. last week about the parrot, right?
Yes, I did. And
What's the parrot's name?
so I looked up what kind of traditional names for parrots should be, and there's actually only one.
Iago?
No. Polly is the one that everyone always
Polly
goes
the
with.
parrot.
So its name is Polynomicon. Polly for short. It's lame. I'm kind of lame. It's okay.
I would never call you lame. You
Is
can
that
call
me
yourself a but I
spirit?
would never call you lame. You're a lovely individual.
Thank
On
you.
to item
So you're
balance.
really nice to me because I'm sick.
No. No.
a
That's not the way
chibi
it is. I've
puppy
just missed you,
jungle
that's
god.
all.
Aw.
You know, I watched you last week with F. 2 weeks
Chibi
ago with F.
Fenrir.
and I was like, that's my pom-pom.
Aw.
And Andy Boys Hindu shoot for me too. Anyway, moving on. We're stalling too much. Item balance. It's time to move on to the real stuff. I'm going to start things off with Armored Cloak, as you can see on the screen. Decrease the physical protections from 30 to 25.
That's
and
rank
magic
2.
protections from 30 to 25.
Hide of the Urchin, right?
That is all we're doing with Armored Cloak. So it's just gone down 5 protections each.
We should probably go over the Hide of the Urchin stuff as well.
Which is next on the list. So let's go to Hide of the Urchin. Thank you. Increase the cost from 2350 to 2500.
Ooh,
So
I didn't know
it's
that
had a gold
happened.
increase and the protections.
I think that actually is 2450.
Was it 2450?
It's 2450.
Okay, so he's got 50.
Increased
Yeah,
by
so
100
50 gold,
gold
50
and
what you
took
just said
away
at the
5
end
of
of
each protection.
You write these notes. You
Damn.
realize that.
Well,
you write me these
Look,
notes.
the lower third's correct, and that's also from mine.
You write me these notes. And I get the notes, and I read
It's
the notes,
2450.
and then I'm incorrect. I was being nice to you today.
I'll take the blame.
You
It's my
better
fault.
had do. I'm not taking any more. I don't care about you being sick anymore. So, what's the reason? Gold's gone up, and protection's come down.
So, Hide of the Urchin has kind of always been this really, really cost-efficient item, and especially recently with kind of like the meta shifts, defense changes, offensive changes that people build. Teams that were ahead could build this and basically be cost-efficient just based not only from the tier 2 item,
Sure.
but the tier 3 item. They didn't really need
There you
stats
guys
for it to be
go. You
efficient,
can hear
and
me
the stats
again.
were just kind of the
Sorry
cherry
about
on
that.
top. And with most of our stacking items, really, like, it's a bit inefficient before you stack it up, then it becomes efficient.
Gotcha.
We're just changing the values and changing the cost for Hide of the
You
Urchin
thought
and
your
Armored
headset
Cloak
broke?
so that they're not so efficient when you first buy them.
So-
You
You
need
need
the
the
stacks to really
stacks.
ramp up.
This is gonna
It's still
delay
a really
Urchin
strong
and
item.
also
have
make
fully
you
stacked.
not
It's still
as
one of the most
tanky.
cost efficient, if not the most cost efficient.
If stacked.
If stacked. It's just now not cost efficient when you first buy it.
Okay. That's Hide of the Urchin. Next up is Crusher. Crusher's going to get a bit of a love this patch. It's going to go from 15%
5%
attack
attack
speed to
speed.
20% attack speed. What's
Yeah,
the reason?
Whatever.
It's an interesting kind of hybrid item that focuses on both getting like auto attacks off, but also helping your ability users. So like hunters who might want to weave in a few auto attacks, like Neith, for example, she might spirit arrow into an auto attack.
Sure.
Or assassins that might want a cooldown reduction could use this item, but just wasn't quite enough damage to really justify it. We're adding 5% increased attack speed to kind of justify purchasing this item over other kind of pure attack speed items or
Okay.
pure penetration cooldown items.
Okay. See how that works out for Crusher. Next up is Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
Getting a buff, and not in terms of
This
damage,
is
just in
a
terms of
huge
cost, it's
item
coming
change in this
down.
patch.
It was 2950 on here. I'm just checking on the screen too. Yes, and
So look,
going down to
They
27.
nerf Hide of the
200
Urchin,
gold reduction.
so it's
Yeah,
not
we looked at
as
kinda
good
like the
early,
changes
right?
of
And
this
then they
item.
buff
It
Soul
had
Reaver
a
so you
few
can
adjustments
get
a
it
really
early
long
on
time ago,
mages earlier
when things
and
were a
actually
lot
build
less
it. So
determined,
tank
and so
will in
now,
turn
after everything is kind of settled
be
down,
killed
where people
more.
kind of value their items and the power level of other mage items,
Sure.
it was just too expensive for the amount of damage you got. It made it very hard to build in damage builds or CDR builds, and so we're bringing the cost down so you can actually flex that into a mage build.
So it's a little bit more viable is what you're looking
Yep.
for here. Okay, so you don't really have to hit core, just more of a viable option for the mages.
Yep.
All right, we'll see how that works out there. That's it for items. We'll move on now to gods.
Yeah.
Top of the shop, we've got Ao Kwang. Now, before we talk about Ao Kwang, obviously you can see that on the screen. Let's talk about a little bit about him here because
Yes.
this is going to look straight away where everyone's like, why are we buffing Ao Kwang?
Yeah,
What's
we're-
going on?
We're not just straight up buffing out Kwang. So he's a character, and we've talked about this before, especially when we had like the Fatalis discussions a long time ago, that these like kind of gods that rely on one item and one item really determines their viability
Sure.
causes some frustration, especially an item like Polynomicon, which is the item I'm talking about.
Right.
That really just adds this huge sudden burst factor that it's really hard to deal with. Once he gets that online, he suddenly goes from hitting you a bit to hitting you really hard.
killing you, yeah.
And so, if you don't build that item, you're actually going to be struggling overall. There might be a few builds that kind of worked, but not nearly as well as the Polynomicon build. So we're removing the interaction where Wildstorm procs Polynomicon and basic attack effects.
Right.
And we're bringing damage into his kit elsewhere so that he just has a more
justify
consistent
it.
overall flow. He doesn't need this one item. You could still blink into someone and auto attack them and get the poly proc, but you're not going to get guaranteed from Wildstorm, just like activating your 2 and Wildstorming.
Gotcha.
The other change we have is it will still proc Dragon's Call.
Okay.
So if you have Dragon's Call on you, Wildstorm someone, Dragon's Call will still go to them.
Right.
But basic attack items won't.
Okay.
So no
Dragon Call on your
polyprocs.
screen, as you can see,
Okay.
we've increased the range dragon damage on there for you. And then on top of that, Wildstorm, which we'll switch to now, Wildstorm will see no longer triggers basic attacks from items, like Polynomicon as an example. And because of that, we've increased the damage scaling from 40 to 50%.
Yeah, and a lot of this was also just base damage,
Wait,
which
what?
is to help him a bit more
Where's
in the
the
early
40
game,
to
50%?
50%?
Because if you rush that item like in the mid game, he'd be a lot weaker if he doesn't have Polynomicon. So this helps his base items, but he has really good scaling across his whole kit. He still has the execute. We feel like his late game is in a pretty good spot.
Quang
So this is more kind of
It's
like
going to be weird because he's not getting a one-shot now. Even with Soul Reaver, I don't think he's at a one-shot.
Relix, moving swiftly along.
Yep.
And at
We'll do
Wix,
a lot
we're
of
middle
damage,
this
though.
patch, I believe. Oh, no.
No,
It's
no,
not love, it's
no.
nerfs.
It's shifts.
It shifts. Okay, well, Feather Step, first
That's
of all.
a
Reduced
huge
damage from
early
60
game
to
nerf.
180
What
is now
the
going to be
fuck?
40 to 180, so early game, lower damage
Yep.
on the Feather Step. And then Moonlit Charge, we've increased
That's
the damage scaling from
insane.
60% to 70% to compensate for the feather step, I guess.
Yes, so the big thing is Wheelix was doing a bit too much too early. We like characters that have these early game identities versus late game identities.
What
but
the
if your
fuck?
character is way too focused early game, like you can level 2 or level 3 blink on someone, chunk them for a huge amount of their health and kill them without much of an answer, that kind of creates a frustrating experience, and it really limits her ability to be buffed elsewhere in her kit. So we're bringing that damage down, and then we're buffing the Moonlight Charge so that she has a bit more late game scaling. So her early game will still be quite strong.
Oh, Wheelix is not going to get played at all.
And her late game will get a little bit better than it currently is, so that she can have like her role still feel good, even though her early game was like what people mostly picked her for. So it just kind of just evens out whether she's good early or late, bringing down that really crazy early game. And I think the big other point here that I want to mention is, if you're someone who plays a Wheelix, you might want to reconsider what you level first, because this actually Moonlight Charge will do more damage and is safer than the nerfed version of.
So now the 3
so you might want to
does more damage than the 2 at level 1.
Because she'll play a bit differently once this patch hits.
So quite a few changes with Wheelix. We'll see how they work out. Cucullin is next on the list, or Cucullin, or
Cucullin.
Whatever, I haven't taken
Golden.
We'll go with that. Berserk, the passive, first of all, would decrease the base shield health from 40 to 20 and increase the shield health per level from 23 to 24. So overall, he's still going to have the shield at the
So he's
20,
not as tanky early.
He's still going to get the extra 20 by late game, but he
at
doesn't stop
full
When
level.
he pops it at level 2 when transforming in lane, he's not going to be so super tanky already. He's going to be a bit.
It's 20 health,
then,
dude.
And then when he gets to late game,
it's like a half an auto.
Shield health.
After that as well, we're also going to be looking at Barbed Spear. We're going to reduce the rage gained for every non-god target hit from 6 to 5, so 1 reduction in rage, and increase the rage gained for every god target hit from 6 to 8. So prioritize killing gods with it, or hitting gods with it.
So he doesn't build rage as easily off of
goes on Salmon Leap as well as the ultimate,
which is huge because that means in lane he won't transform as early.
And the goal there is when he's in lane or when he's trying to jungle, he was transforming very early, very quickly, and very regularly. This is to bring it back so he's not transforming as often in those situations. But we didn't want to make it so he was just weaker in like late game where he's unable to transform during key team fights. So we made it so that when he's actually fighting another god or engaging against another god or maybe even diving the team, he's going to be getting a lot more rage so he can transform in team fights. So lowering his presence in the early laning phase a bit, bring him up a bit when it comes to team fight late game.
Okay, so that's Barbed Spear, obviously Salmon's Leap as well, we just mentioned, and Spear of Mortal Pain, all 3 of those combined together, exactly the same thing. 1 rage down from not hitting gods.
No, Micro, I'm going to play, I'm going to play Fortnite.
And the cap is still the same. I think it's 18 is like the cap you can get, or I'm trying to remember the exact number, but the cap, if there was a cap on the abilities, it's the same.
Okay, Erlang Shen next on the list, and Erlang Shen's been seeing a lot of play, a lot of focus just lately. We're going to be looking at some of these transformations here. We're going to be decreasing the Mink form base damage from 90 to 330. It will now be 70 to 310. So what's that, 20 per round?
Take his haste off.
And then
like
decreasing
the only gods that still
attack speed and haste buff from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. What's the reason?
So his early lane pressure would be able to fight was just really high. Once he got Mink form off, used on the wave, it was really, compared to other warriors, a pretty good wave clear into being able to stab really quickly with your dog and Death Toll and cleave with that. It just made him very hard to box. It made him very aggressive. We're just toning that down so other warriors have a chance to brawl with him a bit more. It will scale pretty close to the same value. His overall scaling isn't nerfed. This is just to make sure that when he's fighting in lane very early on, he's not going to be as dominant as he currently is.
Okay, let's see how Erlang works out. Next up, Hachiman.
Yeah.
Hachiman's going to be looked at quite a bit here. We're going to start off with base movement. It's going to go from 360 to 365. He was kind of slow.
Yeah, he was a bit slow.
Was there a reation for that? Just because we were worried about the range of the start,
base movement going to make that bigger difference?
That has a lot of kind of interesting components, like the longer auto attack range automatically makes him kind of like the scary thing to deal with when it comes to late game. And so we made his movement speed lower so that people had a chance to dive him. We made it a bit too low, so we're bringing that up to help him position himself a bit better.
Okay.
And the other changes are all focused around like either positioning himself a bit better or giving him access to tools a bit earlier.
Okay, so Eagle Eye next up on the list, and that's going to go from ammo increase from 33344 to 33444, so a little bit earlier on that, as well as damage reduced from 10 to 25 and 0 to 15 to 10 to 25 and 0 to 15.
Yeah, the thing there is it goes up by 5 except for the rank that you get the ammo increase.
Gotcha.
Since we shifted the level you get that one earlier, we shifted the damage change.
That makes a lot more sense too. Aijutsu
I don't know what
as well,
that says.
cooldown reduced from 8. I played him yesterday and I was like, God, that's a long cooldown on Aijutsu. 18, 18, 16. It's going to be 16 at all ranks now. There you go. So it's getting down flat at 16, that's so good. 2 seconds off, and it's basically his max form already.
Yeah, it'll help him engage if he really wants to try and do that combo with his 2 and then dashing in with the stun, or if he needs to escape, he has a bit better that tool more often.
And mounted archery 2 is going to get looked at.
So you can thank Ataraxy for this one.
We're going to adjust the damage of this. It's 225 to 445. It's now 225 to 445.
The big thing is the second rank went from 285 to 280. And because if we didn't do that, it wasn't 55 per rank, and it looked really weird. And that was pointed out to us over Twitter, so we've changed it, so now it's 55 per rank, so it makes sense.
At least Nate's doing something, because he doesn't in his pro games. He just sits there and lets his team carry him, so, you know. So yeah, it's just an adjustment on the rank 2. That's all you need to know there. I'm just being honest. Like, I guess he's doing something useful, right? Apart from collecting a paycheck. Izanami next on the list. People mentioned it. Well, AJ mentioned it on Twitter recently, so you all got a little leak of this. It's just going to get some
this is the big thing.
Away. First up, reduced setup time for the leap from 0.65 seconds to 0.35 seconds. So that's a lot quicker.
A lot quicker. So when you cast it, you're going to actually start moving and start getting stuff way
it's much faster.
And then second of all, Dark Portal. We've reduced the time to deploy this. This is going to be faster casting, technically, from 0.85 to 0.6 seconds. And we've also reduced the post-fire from 0.85 seconds to 0.6 seconds.
Yeah, so not only can you cast it quicker and get the damage out quicker, but you also can start auto-attacking quicker. Right. And especially for like a hunter, making sure that you can start, after using your abilities, you can actually start using your auto-attacks, which are your most powerful part of your kit, quicker. Helps.
Okay, Izanami.
Good Izanami changes.
Lots of feel-goods there to make sure that the character just kind of flows well.
And then finally, Raijin, having a bit more look towards him too. What's the plan with Raijin here before we go through these?
So Raijin's kind of similar to Izanami, where we were looking at her, or looking at him after, especially people started playing him a lot more. He started seeing some SPL success, and so his play rate has really risen since his rework. And there are a few things that players pointed out to us that just kind of felt clunky or didn't feel quite right. We went and looked at it, play tested it quite a bit, and decided to make some changes off that feedback. And so a lot of these changes are to improve his overall feel, improve kind of like how he can hit things. But because of that, even though it's quality of life, it will increase his overall performance. We are pairing a nerf with this because we have seen him be really successful recently. He's doing overall well in the stats. So making him feel better, but with that, we have to nerf him a bit.
We see that one on your screen right now. Because of Storm, projectiles now have a radius of 6 units at all times, increased from 4.5 at maximum range. They no longer scale in size, and we've decreased the base damage from 35 to 95 is now 30 to 90. So 5 trimmed off the top of each
slight nerf.
Which is 20 off at rank 1 or 20 off at every rank.
Holy God, it's been a long time, less than 3.
Raiju as well, we've increased the projectile speed by 20%.
Why?
What was that originally? Was it like just 20% on top?
Well,
I didn't know. I'm just deciding to put you on the spot.
It was like 135 units per second, and it got changed to like 165, and that would look really weird, and units per second isn't really a measurement that we ever use. So 20% makes more sense. It's about 20%. It's not quite, but it's close enough.
Next up is Thunder Crash on this as well. Players will now be able to move during the warm-up of Thunder Crash. What does that mean?
So when he starts casting it, he normally rooted himself before he did that, before he went in the air. He will now actually be able to move for a little bit. So if you want to do that last time, if you want to try and just position yourself a bit better,
what the fuck is
Hyra's doing? And so it's more of a... It felt weird to cast that and then all of a sudden stutter and stop and then go somewhere. Whereas keeping it fluid so that you're always in control of your movement before you go somewhere.
Why didn't Izanami get to move during her dash?
It improves his overall performance a little bit, but because it was already so short, this is just a feels good, really.
Okay, and then Taiko Drums as well added an additional support to limit the times players can become stuck, unable to cast any shots of Taiko Drums.
Yeah, so if you ever ulted and you've tried to spam really quickly and you get stuck trying to cast something you can't cast it, we added additional support to reduce the chance that can happen.
Okay, cool. So that's Raijin too. That's all of them this week.
Yep.
Was it? What do
you think you guys were messing with Raijin?
Really was.
I think the one that'll be the most interesting to watch is how players kind of deal with a Wheelix level 1 change. Positioning more on the 3 versus the 2, or if they decide to still rank up the 2, how that affects clear and how that affects our early game, and then that additional scaling, how that affects
shit early game and a shit late game because you didn't buffer late game.
Do really big things, especially Warriors when they got 10% change. Almost every single one of them became very, very good. And so her having a whole bunch of power, especially with her passive, that scaling could make her very scary late game.
Well, that's enough of Pon. It's time for him to go into the back room now and try and make sure the skins are ready for you guys to see at home. While Pon goes and gets ready, I've got the community team standing by right now to have a little chat. Savvy and Isaiah, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I don't know if I said Isaiah. Not too bad. Savvy, this is your last Patch Note show, right?
It is my last Patch Note show.
Thank God!
You're finally rid of me now.
I couldn't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm It's bittersweet for sure, but I'm leaving the console position in great hands. Isaiah, the console king here, he's going to be taking my spot.
Do you know what? I was going to say as well, Sammy, that I thought, you know, I was going to be nice to you this week and be like, good job on making sure that the patch went out correctly this week. But Isaiah, that was all you, right?
Yeah, that's all me. Me and the console crew, we got console
Finally, someone useful
out.
Oh, wow.
Hope you guys are enjoying it.
I'm so excited about that. Now, on top of that, Isaiah, as well, I know we've got some things coming up this weekend. What promos have we got going on?
Yeah, this weekend we're going to be running a Party Up weekend event. Sorry about that. So as long as you grab your friends and hop in a party, you'll be able to earn extra rewards, double worshippers, double favor, and double XP as long as you're in a party.
Their job,
just keep
apparently,
talking. Your voice is
to
so
come
nice.
up with the rewards you get.
I love
playing
how
Smite.
chill and smooth the voices. Savvy, on top of that,
On
what's
top
going
of
on with
that,
the Ulskin? Because I've not heard anything about it just yet.
he's coming along great, and he's going to be the final Odyssey reward this year, but keep a lookout on Twitter and other places because we're going to be doing some behind-the-scenes teasers
Some
of that
super
skin.
secret behind-the-scenes stuff for you guys.
We're going to be spoiling some stuff.
Yes, so you'll get a taste of what that's going to be like at the end of the Odyssey.
Okay, well, thanks very much, guys. Pleasure as always. Obviously, the Ulskin is reminders
High-res
already been
chicken
done.
nuggets.
As
Where
production
is
got
Phil?
something for me, so production's telling me about the Ulskin. There you go. We can have a little
Ooh,
look
it
at some of that
looks so
stuff
good.
already.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
They were leaking stuff, and you guys didn't even know.
Oh, man.
That looks
Ooh,
good.
the fire and
Okay,
ice.
the axe one looks awesome.
That's exciting. Thanks, guys, anyway. That's the community team. You can get in touch with them. Well, at least one of the community team, for sure, with Isaiah. We'll be back with those guys in the future. But now it's time to move on to everyone's favourite part. We bring on the wonderful people of Hi-Res. Of course, it's the artist himself, the maestro of art.
Gonna breathe in the
Chuck.
mic again.
We also have AJ, the maestro of design.
Hey.
And then finally, last but not least, the killer of the caster, Supersonic Blur, Hi-Res Tina.
You mean Baby Vampire?
Baby Vampire, Hi-Res Supersonic Blur, Hi-Res Blur, he called himself at one point. Murderer. How do you feel to kick someone off the show, huh?
Wait, she got to kick someone off the show?
See, after all these times of dealing with this woman on this set, okay, that's the first time I made her speechless, and that makes me happy.
I know.
That's
Making
all my
Tina
aim was today.
I do feel really bad.
Making
Good.
Tina speechless is a
You
feat,
should.
but making her feel bad is kind of a jerk move.
Thank
Gotta
you.
tell you.
That's a Hindu's thing, though, so it's okay.
appreciate that.
He was
Thank
just
you.
bashing Ataraxia.
That makes me very, very happy. No, Ataraxia bashed himself, complaining
he?
about 5 damage. Get
5
on with,
damage?
Get on with getting it.
I missed that one,
Chuck.
but okay.
How you guys doing?
Good.
You all ready? These skins
Yeah.
this week, by the way, Chuck.
Oh, they're nice.
This is you. This feels like an all-you patch.
We're rolling into the Halloween zone, and we're rolling in hard.
Well, let's start off then with Izanami. Oh, sorry, not Izanami, first of all, but we should actually
I
talk
gotta
about your
pause this for a
voice
second.
pack.
We gotta have a legit conversation. Is there, I don't want to be like mean or like tell people they can't do what they want to do, but is it not weird that my man is like 40 with painted black fingernails? He can do whatever he wants. If it makes him happy, he should go for it. But is it not weird to anyone else? Does it not make you wonder, like, what's going on? What's family life like? Does he have kids? Because I know if my dad did that, I'd say, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I would say those words to him. Like I said, if it makes him happy, you should do it. He can do whatever he wants. That's for him to decide. If he's happy, awesome. But at some point, like if Sammy was like Sammy be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are your fingernails black? What are you doing?"
You've got a
Tina
voice
voice
pack,
pack.
Tina.
Oh, announcer pack.
Announcer pack.
I mean,
yeah.
voice pack, announcer pack.
The hair too.
Same thing.
No, they're not the same.
Is it not? I
Voice
thought we put
pack
Tina
is
in
like-
game.
We
That's
have
why I
more
was like,
lines.
Attack right tower.
If we had a
Tina
Maybe
does
his
the
kids
same.
did paint his nails.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what we
That's
do.
why
I
it's
got
just a little
My
weird
bad.
to me.
Yeah.
Let's have a
Little
listen to
weird
the announcer pack of Tina right now, and let's hear what wonderful sultry lines she has for us.
Excited, clearly.
An enemy has been slain. You're a G. Pentakill, sucker!
Oh, it's the Tina's voice pack.
Quadra-kill, yes! Penta f***ing kill. Killed all the dicks. Was it worth it though? Was it? We're coming for that Penta butt. That piece of God is broken. Yeah, bitch has been slain.
Bitch.
So Tina is
Yeah.
so red right now. Look how red she
So
is.
just-
Amazing.
Sleep.
That poor bleep machine works overtime for that voice pack.
Swaggy has a cleaner mouth than Tina.
Yeah.
I have a clean mouth than Tina too. They wouldn't let me put any lines like that in. They went, no, we can't bleep anything.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Well, we really wanted to capture the essence of what really was Tina, but we also have to maintain our ESRB rating, so there you go.
I get it. Good job, Tina. I'm very excited about listening to bleeps as I kill people or die. That made me feel better about it.
I think it's going to be a really fun announce pack to have equipped. Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is the Odyssey patch with Halloween focus, as we mentioned too. So, a couple of things for you guys at home to know what's going on here. Obviously, the announce pack with Tina, we're going to see a jump stamp Jack-o'-lanterns jump stamp, which will be coming in too. Hopefully, Pompon will have that ready in game for us, as well as a loading skin for the Japanese thing, which we'll release later on, and the music theme, a spooky music theme.
Spooky music theme.
Yeah. Spoopy. Does it say spoopy? No, it says spooky.
It's not music, it's just sound effects. Just horror sound effects. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
And on top of that, we've also got to mention as well the Halloween Arena and Scary Potion. So the Halloween Arena's back. Is there anything different with that?
Oh, yeah.
With
No,
Scary
we reart the whole arena.
Yeah.
It's kind of darker.
Potion bullshit.
Let's just make sure there was nothing else.
I never used that potion before.
Gravestone functionality and that
What up,
sort
senor?
of jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know we don't have anything available for this show for that, unfortunately, but keep an eye on it. PTS should be available too, as always. And then I guess we can move on to the skins finally.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go on to the Izanami skin first of all. Mummified Izanami. Now, I guess this one kind of is alongside what was going on with the Ares video that we saw as well.
It's not like an awesome skin, but it's not bad. It's simple.
So all of the places that we travel in the Odyssey, the skins coincide with that location, and then what's happening in the story coincides with that location. So Izanami is featured in the story and does get a skin. That's not necessarily a one-to-one relationship.
Sure. I know. I just like it fit really well. That was the reason.
Yes. But this is an idea we were throwing around for Izanami for a while, and we really enjoy these kind of Pantheon shift ones that
it suits her so well.
Mentioned.
And we in the skin planning meeting, we kind of took all the Halloween,
like teal, green, blue, whatever it is,
that seemed really Halloween fitting, and we moved them in to conglomerate them into the Halloween patch.
To the spookiest patch.
This is just it's just a base
Listen,
auto.
Tina's gonna voice pack that spooky.
And it happens to be the Japanese part of the Odyssey, so they're getting some spookier skins.
So
the ability is different?
And then we can see the empowered versions
here we
as well.
see Mummified Izanami.
Mummifie's awesome.
All of her abilities have a sand theme.
Very nice.
That makes sense. It's like dust flying off her from her.
It's like that movie, The Mummy, only it's not terrible.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Shots
my man just
fired.
roasted the movie The Mummy?
The
What
older
the
ones I really
fuck?
liked.
I like the ghost.
Classics. But
Classics.
The fadeaway, the faster fadeaway, I'm guessing.
it is noticeably faster.
Yeah, I
mean,
can totally see it.
You're not gonna maybe
Oh, yeah,
see
that's
it 'cause
much
it's
faster.
fractions of a
Holy
second, but once
shit.
you play it, it is way faster.
And then obviously the Dark Portal, the cast time has been increased
Which
hopefully
is
for this
also
bit.
faster. Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
That reminds me of the
That's a
Mummy
good
player,
job.
to be fair.
Shit.
I really like the effects on that.
Yeah. It's like a sandstorm built-in. It's kind of cool.
Bro, that pops goes
Don't
off
be saying
really early.
Sandstorm on stream.
Oh!
Oh, we're done already? Oh, I like that song.
Ah, there's the snort too. We did well.
Oh, there's the jack-o'-lantern jump stamp. By the way.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, Pom Pom.
Shit.
I will be equipping that.
Bro, why does that look
I
like
did
the
like the
face
star.
from that
I've been using
movie?
the
I've been
Smiley
using the
star.
star.
Why does it
too.
look
Smiley
like the
Star is
cat
nice.
from that movie?
Smiley Star's good. And then obviously this
Pumpkin
does
jump
come with a
stamp.
voice pack.
Looks
So
like the
let's
cat
have
from
a
that
listen.
movie.
Sounds so cool.
Do that again when we're all shot, man.
I love new takes on Woohoo.
How maleficent.
Why does it sound like a zombie?
Admirable indeed. Sat met Wasir. Attack middle lane. You must have had your brain removed as well. You would fit nicely in my sarcophagus. You can tell me your secrets. I'm an expert at keeping things under wraps. Do people keep calling me their mother? I am not your mummy.
Under wraps, not your mummy.
That is a terrifying laugh.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I prefer VW.
Right?
I
So
think
good.
Not so mummy.
I love
like her
unique
accent.
Woohoos.
Yeah.
Woohoos
Yeah.
threw
The best
some
one.
like ancient Egyptian kind of lines in there too. Ooh.
Yeah.
Flavorful.
Oh, that one was good.
Kind of combine shit together.
I can't. There's no bleep. We need a bleep machine for white. We need a bleep machine for on air. Like,
Did
I
she
don't
just
know.
drop one?
She did.
I missed it.
Oh.
Get it together.
Just be good. Just be glad
This is
nobody
a
else heard
family
it.
show.
It was
It's a
only you
family
that heard it.
program.
Next up is the new Susano skin, Yurei Yuri?
I think it's Yurei.
Yurei?
It's
Yurei!
I don't want to
It's like
mess up
hooray?
another translation because
That's why I do it
Fish
on
has my
purpose.
back, but it is a thing.
Okay.
It's an undead. It's an undead or demon
It's a
warrior.
Japanese word that has to do with undead fighting persons.
And I might not be
zombies.
exactly correct on that, but it
So
is related to it.
It's like Yurei means zombie, basically, in Japanese. It's something like
I'm
that.
not going to say that
I
specifically.
will.
Maybe I think it's closer to
Okay.
ghost, actually.
Okay. Well, he looks terrifying. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much. Like,
yeah.
he does
I
look
don't like
pretty
this
evil.
game.
Ooh, the spine.
Yeah.
I like it.
The sword.
It's kind of boring, dude.
Bloodied and notched up like he's been using it for quite a while.
I don't know,
Got
maybe
some,
it's just me.
Chuck skulls there. TM.
Super Buddha Pig, thank you for the sub, Super Buddha
Oh,
Pig.
no, it's one of the Cyclopses. That's cool.
TM.
I don't really like this.
And his face is pretty
Oh,
pretty scary
yeah,
too.
he's
Face is
very
cool.
scary
This,
overall.
dude,
So it's
this
like
looks like
all
an
the- all the
undead
jungle camps he's farmed
character
already
in
before he
fucking
even
World of
got in the game.
Warcraft.
But he
Equipped
eats
to
them.
him.
He
He
eats the
wears
jungle
Oh, it looks
camps.
just like
So,
an
yes,
undead warrior
Susano, you know,
or
normally
undead
being
character in World of
a
Warcraft.
relatively handsome man. We thought it would be fun to mix it up and give him a scary skin.
Ooh, I like those effects.
I like the groans, too.
Yeah, he's got a kind of a sweet, ghostly feeling.
Okay, the abilities look cool.
Actually, his swinging it souls around.
Ability
him.
looks cool. I like it. Take it
No one
back.
escapes my blade. I'm trying to listen to what he says, too.
Skin is abilities look better.
Vortex.
You're not going anywhere.
Not so fast.
He
What's
kind
the
of
three look
sounds like
like?
an undead Mr. T.
I know.
Okay, you can barely. What the fuck? Why did she
Are we
just
allowed to say that?
scream?
Is that a copyright?
the fool that hit with my number 2.
I like the
Pity
ghost.
the fool that
I like
chases
that.
Susano.
They all better be dope.
Just let him go, guys.
Oh, the ghost all of it. That was so cool.
the fool
They could've made the all cooler.
fight with the last 20% of his health remaining.
Cyclone, you in Divinity, dude.
Very nice.
Taste
Oh, see, I like the dot.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
sweet.
damage over
The
time
ghouls.
on that one is really cool.
Awesome looking skin. Now, it does come with a voice pack, too, so let's have a little listen in.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. You were almost as deadly as me. Great, just wonderful. I went through hell and back, but you just got a one-way ticket. No one can defeat me. I fought through the underworld. You're nothing. When I was on my way back, I got lost. I walked into a dead end.
He's
Now that
sassy.
I'm undead,
You walked
is
into
my
a dead
mother
end.
a monster?
Oh, God, that's a rough
So it's gonna take it too far
you
every
two
time.
can't sit there going, oh, you guys
I know.
approve these
I
voice
was just
packs.
about to apologize for not filtering that one out. Because I just went through her next round of voice packs today, marking all the ones for touch-ups, and they're better than that joke. That was a rough joke, but we got to have a couple good corny
yeah.
ones.
I
Like
already thought I was about to
our
say
player
that.
base
Fuck.
and fans expect some good corny jokes.
Okay, so
we deliver.
that's the Susano skin. Next up is War Chief Raijin. Should have a nice little look at
Shitty
that.
Raijin.
too.
It's
I like
fucking
the look
World of
of this
Warcraft
one
and
here,
orc.
Chuck.
It's an orc from World of
very
Warcraft.
aggressively evilly themed.
We had a lot of fun with the Hu Yi orc skin. And we thought that'd be a good look for Raijin. You know, Raijin is a little, he's a little hard to skin because, right, he's a big, burly.
He has lots of accessories, too.
Yes, he's a big, burly beast man. So coming up with
He
cool
looks like
things
shit
that
in game,
have
all right.
drums and big, burly beast men is a challenge. But this turned out really awesome.
He looks really cool in this. I
Wait.
love the bongo drums. I mean, they're not
He
bongo
went from an
drums, but
orc
that's
in
very
the-
fun.
They're orc
You're
drums.
triggering,
Battle
you're triggering
drums.
out, right?
That's
So
right.
I
I
He's
did
a
it really
dwarf.
Battle
bongo
drums.
But I love the symbol we got here. And the
I
kind
gotta
of
do this, guys. I gotta do
spikes
this.
around the
I'm sorry.
outside make the drums really cool looking.
Hold on.
Keep it at a distance.
Can I fucking jump
Okay,
back
Chuck,
without
it's
Yeah.
very aggressive.
orc, tusks, the weird ears, orc. Look, he has like a torso. He's got some room here. He's got legs. All right, and then we're gonna go into the game.
We had a lot of Jin is a little he's a little hard to skin because, right, he's a big burly drums and big burly beast man is a challenge. But this turned out really awesome.
Let me pause this. No torso, an inch. Tusks are different, and he's a human dwarf out of nowhere. He went from an orc to a dwarf.
He looks really cool in this. I love the bongo drums. I mean, they're not bongo drums. We've
Yeah,
had that
they're
discussion
war
before.
drums.
They're
So
orc
you're
drums.
triggering,
Battle
you're triggering out,
drums.
right?
That's right. I
Alright.
did it really.
Battle drums.
Look at
I
his
love
little
the
feet,
symbol we
dude.
got here and the kind of the spikes around the outside make the
Hold on,
drums
why
really
is it not
cool
going
looking.
away?
Keep
I
it
want,
at a
there we go.
distance. And
I like the tusks.
Wow, dude.
The tusks.
His teeps.
The big teeth.
He has teeps.
And I guess they changed it for Raijin too, so people could be able to see the little small changes.
The worst thing is, like, you're playing him, and from behind you're like, it's not that bad. But if you're on the other team or you're his teammate, he looks like a fucking little dwarf.
Bigger on the last one, yeah. And Raiju?
The Raiju is quicker traveling time.
Oh yeah, the Raiju's travel time is
I'll
fast
stuff
as
a
fuck.
fox inside you.
I believe that's exactly what Tina wrote.
Is that what he says? I'll stuff a fox inside.
Oh, he's doing that.
See, watch the walk forward.
Yeah, you can see him.
You can walk forward, and while you cast it, feels a lot better.
Oh, this skin doesn't say.
No, it doesn't. I like that one. Did you not hear me say it before? I was like,
it's a fun line.
Yep.
It is. And kudos to Fish on that one.
What I call the drums of war. I always say that, but it's
that's
taco
fucking
drums.
Oh, I really like the colors here.
That's pretty good.
Oh, to show the differences, that's really smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fear, the taunt, and the damage.
we've always got to leave the colors in on that one, just so you can tell what you're doing.
And also what people are getting hit by. Yeah, that also helps too.
You can have that for a future voice pack.
Which one?
I'm gonna stuff a fox inside you.
Okay, yeah.
Good to know.
Let's
Thank you.
have a listen
For
to the voice pack.
Like an eating one, like a shh. I hate that word, chef.
Shut up.
Okay.
Great drums of Nokar! Great drums of Nokar! You're not terrible. You're not terrible. Great! No one can match my rhythm. A good drummer makes you feel the beats in your body. You'll be feeling more than that.
Wow, when the fox inside you.
Your skull would work as a snare. Why is an orc like a drum? If you hit one on top, it sounds hollow. What do you call an orc who can't fight? Cannon fodder.
Okay, Tina.
Classic orc
thing. It's a waste
now,
of
just so you know,
time
Rogin does
in
have
the
a
game.
dance emo this week, but I guarantee you Pom forgot
Waste
to
of
equip it,
time.
didn't you, Pom?
Oh, rip.
You forgot it, didn't you, Pom? Yeah, it better not happen again.
Hindu just wanted to call him out.
I just wanted to make sure he knew, that's all. He just needs to stay in check, you know? So there is a dance emo for Raijin. You'll probably see it, someone will probably leak it on Twitter, or you'll see it on the PTS yourselves. Don't worry about that one, but that's it for Raijin. We've still got the one skin that was the most interesting to me in this one.
Cupid!
Whose idea was this one?
Which one is it? We don't know which one you're talking about.
No, who could know?
There's two that are pretty cool.
I mean, this is
very
only one
different
left on the.
theme.
Oh no, the Grim Thanatos is next, I guess.
Oh,
Which one is your
shitty
favorite?
Thanatos.
Oh, it's not that one. It's the
Cupid.
other one, the
We
Trick or
have
Treat
two.
one. We've got
You
two left.
like,
I'm sorry.
you like Trick or
Cupid.
Treat?
I think
I
it
was
was
drum
amazing.
rolling Thanatos
Oh, you were? Let's go
because
Thanatos
Fuck
then.
Thanatos.
They're both
Get out of
awesome,
here,
but they're for
Chuck.
very different types of
Yes.
audiences.
So there were
They
some
are.
thematic and cultural restrictions at the time we were Thanatosing. Now we are doing Thanatos,
Our
traditional Thanatos, Grim Reaper.
One of Chuck's
He looks
favorite gods
amazing.
with one of Chuck's favorite themes is
TM,
so
right?
badass.
Skulls.
Yeah, that weapon
This
looks
is,
like it could be fucking dope.
And the voice pack is so dope. Everything is so dope. I cannot
effects.
wait
Yeah, I have to stop saying
to
dope
murder
now
people
because
with the
Chuck does
skin.
it.
It's
yeah.
happening.
Skin is awesome.
Yeah, look at that close up.
This skin is amazing.
That looks really
That
cool.
color.
I love how
Look at the
it's all
colors,
black, too.
dude.
But even though it's all black, you can still see the color differences slightly.
Because it's different
Yeah, it's
shades
got a
of
lot
black.
metallic. You get the materials
Holy
there, so
fuck.
you really get that shininess.
Oh my gosh,
And
it's
them
so
raven
clean.
wings.
The wings turned out really
It's so simple, but it's so clean.
The scythe is very nice too. I'll just.
It's so quiet right now.
I'm just
These
looking
people
in
are
awe.
admiring
Like,
it.
It's just all around
Look at
an
that
amazing
chest.
yeah, seeing the ribcage, I like that. It's just like he is a skeleton with wings. And
He's a skeleton man.
oh, can we even do a He-Man version of some things? That'd be great.
Can. No.
He-Man versus Skeletor. It's Thanatos
There's
versus
abilities
Hercules.
in
That'd be great.
Nope.
No? Come on. We're not
the
normally
one
worried
again.
about those sort of things.
For the one again.
Try not to get in trouble. All right.
Okay.
So he's got a Grim Reaper themed execute.
Just the black
Did I
side.
have a death bell then? I'm sure I just had a church bell and he threw the one out.
Oh, there is a bell.
Nice.
What the
Was
fuck?
that the buff?
Yeah.
Is that just two? Oh, it is. Okay.
It's like a
Yes.
gothic kind of bell.
Okay, that's
I like
awesome.
the white effects actually.
Other abilities are really simple, but the bell's a pretty cool touch.
And then, of course, the element, right?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's two go. It dings whenever someone's in threshold.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the graveyard.
Gravestones. So cool. Get that. Get him. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you see the little skull come to you, a little white skull?
That looks great.
I'm extremely excited about this. I can't even tell you.
Amazing
You
skin.
two can go into game with this skin starting on around Tuesday when the patch is out. So, and you can also have this voice pack too.
I am pleased. I am pleased. You are exemplary. Excellent. No one can hope to match my greatness. You haven't the faintest hope of escaping me. I am the collector of souls, harvester of hearts, dreadlord of darkness. What are you?
That's a lot of darkness right there.
Me, Reaper. Come on, take my hand. My first stand-up routine went well. The audience died laughing.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Tina. Stop with the
Approved.
snorts.
Approved by design.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This is cackle.
I may never use another Thanatos skin.
The funny
ever
thing is,
again.
Thanatos has some fantastic skins already.
Yes,
This is just another
the
one to
final
add to
boss
it.
one is quite
Thanatos has
popular.
a lot
actually.
of
We're
skins.
just
Crazy.
looking at that the other day, but this one is really cool.
Okay,
And
so we had Chuck's skin, and now this is the one that I was caring about more, because I actually think we need to. I'm pretty sure you've messed up with the card art in this one, because those skins at the bottom also need to come out.
oh yeah,
That has to happen when
that's
we
not
get
the
to-
first time we've heard something like that.
That card art for this one, Trick or Treat Cupid. Cousin Bo looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's Aphrodite on the right, and then Chongo
Oh,
in
yeah,
the middle,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yes.
we did a bunch of obviously very serious, scary Halloween skins, and we wanted to do a little bit more levity.
Cute, adorable
He's got
one
This is
with a
the child
slingshot.
Trick or treat.
dressed
What up, Josh?
Trick-or-treating as a ghost.
Look at
He's
him.
a little more
Look at
classic
him.
Halloween skin, you
He's
know.
so adorable.
He's got his little halo. He's a good ghost.
He
Yeah,
is a good ghost.
He's ready.
And of course,
He's
Cupid has
adorable.
wings, so he has his wings.
It's
I
so
have a
cute.
feeling I saw candy corn on this. I'm preempting that the hearts might be candy corn that he goes and picks up.
Everybody's favorite candy, right?
Or does he fire candy corn?
He actually, are those candy
That
corn?
looks
Yeah,
like
it
candy
looks
corn
like
that he's
candy corn.
firing, yeah.
They look a little.
Shoot it again.
Slow. He's slowing it down, I think. Yeah.
Here we
we
go.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yes!
dun, dun, candy corn.
Good job.
That's
Nice
awesome.
one.
That's pretty cool.
Slow-mo worked
And we
very
used
well.
the slingshot.
Slingshot?
Yeah.
Catapult, slingshot, yeah.
Catapult. Dude, what the fuck?
Which we had from one of the other skins and we hadn't reused yet, so we definitely wanted to use that.
Oh yeah,
again.
you use it on the little the fake
Look at the
English little
pumpkins.
boy.
Street urchin.
Yeah, the fake English little boy, as I like to call it.
There's your candy corns.
More candy corns.
Look at the candy corns.
You should. They're delicious. And by that I
Everyone
mean
says they're
not.
rubbish.
Are they really?
No.
Everyone says they're terrible, so
They
I'm like,
are
okay.
terrible.
Candy corn
It's
isn't
just a
terrible. You're just not
tradition,
supposed to eat more than like one or two.
Look at the
That's
little
so
paper.
good.
It's literally just
The
sugar. You're
sound
eating a thing of sugar.
is amazing.
Now Pon's writing a song by looping them.
This is the ability where
That's
he
so good.
crashes the client.
Oh, that's an awesome targeter.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, shit.
That's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
man.
sound is awesome.
Sound design A++,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Audio went all
Like,
out.
really, sometimes we just don't even need us on this show, you know? You could just play this and just everyone would be entertained in itself. Like, that's crazy. That's so good.
All right, let's keep it
And it's got a voice
really
back
good.
too, I guess?
Yes!
Let's have a listen.
Nice.
Totally spooky! How cool! I am rather scary! You should be afraid! Am I scaring you? Do you like parties? Because we are gonna have a whale of a time!
Oh,
We
no.
ghosted the worst liars! You can see right through us! What
That's a
are
good joke.
scary bees called? Boobies!
Oh no.
Tina.
All right, Tina.
Boobies, really?
That's
Scary
pretty
bees.
good.
That
Yeah,
was.
I guess
That
so.
was. No, it had. No, yeah.
What
no.
are scary
It sounds
bees
more like
called?
like an
Boobies.
Ajax or Fish joke.
Just spam 3 a few more times, Paul. I just want to hear that music.
I want you to charge up your passive and just like run around with the little thing twirling around you.
Oh, what's the
Is
thing?
it a
I didn't
candy
see
cane?
that bit.
Okay. It's a little energy
the music
swirl.
changes?
Did it?
Yeah, you listen to the music when it goes into full.
Oh, it did.
This is the most dramatically Halloween Smite experience,
Hear
just
that?
using the
I
skin.
think so, yeah. It's got an extra high note.
You can hear it.
It's a...
That goes away when its passive's consumed. That's really cool. See?
No, that's the Khan's cross-contaminating the
I know,
area.
he's doing it on purpose.
It's fantastic, though. It's
great.
That's pretty fucking
Great
cool.
skins, great skins.
Oh,
That's
man.
not the only skins we've got. We've got one more to show you. It's the Hachiman Masteries, which we mentioned as well.
one
So we'll have a
cares.
nice little look at these. Hachiman, obviously AJ, this guy, he was due a Mastery skin.
Yep, new
First his
god,
turn.
new Masteries, here we go.
And he just in time for some changes to him too.
Yeah, well, he needed some changes. And this Mastery skin is really cool because he's got the, his armor plays itself really well to the gold and blue aesthetic, and of course the legendary diamond ones as well. So I'm excited to see kind of which features of his armor that the art team chose to turn which colors and
the blue and gold. So let's have a look at this in game. We'll get to see all three of them as per usual. But we'll start with the blue and gold. Oh, fancy!
yes, quite cool. So. Mostly blue with some gold accents, the horns.
What up, Crimson?
The
dragon
looks dope too. That's great.
Yes. Oh, I like his mask. And his
I like all the things.
His
I don't like
chest
the
face.
Now, obviously, his
Mastery
abilities stay
skin
the same,
on
boys and
anybody.
girls. So this is the base one.
Basic attacks, though.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Just see the
golden.
colours. That's a good point. They have to be golden to go with it as well. I wonder what the one does as well. Does that change at all when you use the one? Pom-pom, check for me. Pom-pom, wait, you're next to me now. What happened?
If we hit numpad 7, you get all the abilities.
Numpad 7.
There
we
you
go.
go.
Oh my god, look at this. Go in game right now.
Secret hotkeys.
We didn't tell you to. Oh, those are the golden horse.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Whoever's doing it magically now in the back room is
You
doing
probably
great
should have
work.
taught them the hotkeys before you came up here, but it's cool.
I did a bit.
Okay.
The
Look,
same
my
hotkeys that
job's
you use in game.
My job's a bit hard, and people like to give me not so much nice words about it.
That's true.
I've never done that once.
He does
never
do
do
a
such a
surprising
thing.
amount of preparation to make these shows run smoothly.
He does.
So yeah, the
Nice to have
stemmed
a day.
effects are the same. We usually recolor just basic attacks on Mastery skins, but the horse does have golden armor as well, which is really cool.
Yeah,
Cool
I think
concept.
that changes on every skin too. So
Well,
if we switch class to like Legendary Diamond, we can see all the other ones.
Well, let's have a look at the legendary now. If we can. All right, so we're just getting that sorted out for you. Obviously, interesting skins, though.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some Q&A in a moment. That's why we're here, too. But we're going to get you through these skins. Obviously, we had to pull Pom-Pom back from his desk there to go through this transition, too.
Gotta have him for the Q&A.
I mean, you have to, right? Because you're the only one that can answer the questions.
All right.
Was community.
So this shit's done. Wheelix nerf, Wheelix sucks now. They made Raijin a little bit better. They nerfed Quang a bit, where no more poly on Quang. At least not going to be on every single build ever, which is interesting. What else? Cupid skin is dope. Thanatos skin is dope. The Raijin skin is butt cheeks. And then you're going to see more Soul Reaver now because that decrease in cost is huge. You're going to see less of the Urchin. It's still good, but you're going to see a lot less of it. I guarantee it. There's no way you don't. Literally no way you don't see it.